Hello friends, this is the Oracle of the Feather Crown Tree. I am doing the reading for the Chakras Ascension during the time period of the 6th through the 8th of April, which is the time when the moon will be in Libra. We'll also have a full moon in Libra during this time. And the sun is in Aries. Any of the energies and themes that are brought up during this reading should prove very relevant for anyone experiencing a solar return during this time. So these energies should be thematic for the year ahead for you. I do other readings associated with this time. I do 4 readings per cycle, per moon cycle. And please join me for them if you feel the need to. This particular one will be a 17-card spread. The central axis of cards represent the root up to the crown chakra, and then flanked on the left-hand side are cards representing the earth's chakras, and on the right-hand side, cards for the higher realms. When these energies come in and combine with our more personal body chakras, this to me signifies the ascension process. So we're using these earth and higher realm energies to nurture and evolve and inspire our other chakras to be more potent and operating at a higher level of light and love. So let's begin with the root chakra. I do use a different deck for each card position, and I ask a question for each of the traditional root chakras. They're always how questions because these are oracle card readings and not tarot readings, which deal with more of the what and when. So our first question is, how can I feel supported, connected, and safe in my body to know that I am grounded in pure spirit? Our first card is focus. I focus my logical mind to make smart, effective business decisions. And to assist this, we are going to take a card from the Mother Mary Oracle. And that card is Our Lady of Quiet Blossoming. Signs of spiritual growth are subtle at first, and yet eventually evidence of our inner work becomes so obvious that our world is transformed. Before the transformation bears fruit, however, we must labor with great trust when we have no sense of our growth happening. We may indeed worry that we are deluding ourselves about any progress being made at all. We might fear that our spiritual practices, prayers, meditations, or study might be a little more than a passing fancy or a foolish hobby. Do not let such sabotage enter your heart, beloved. The Mother brings you a message that you are indeed growing, and you must guard your faith diligently. It is one of your most powerful assets on the spiritual path. It is during those times when we are yet to see evidence of our growth in the physical world that we can feel most uncertain, most tested, yet we simply must choose trust and faith no matter what. It may be weeks, months, or years before we feel we have enough proof in the physical world to justify our spiritual beliefs. But this matters not. What matters is trust. The Divine Mother comes to you in this oracle telling you that she can see, hear, and feel your growth. She knows you're going to succeed spiritually, and you can trust her when you cannot trust your own senses. It takes a brave soul to rely on the feelings of the heart to guide the way, rather than relying on logic, the opinions of others, or the expectations of how things should be done. Do not be afraid to trust the quiet voice within that may tell you to wait, Where others say jump or may tell you to dive in, when others say, that can't be done. Trust your heart and pray. Through your faith, the way will be shown and your blossoming will be protected and nurtured through the Divine Mother's grace. The sacral chakra is next, and we drew Andy Warhol for this. Our question is, how can I be empowered to take creative risks in the world with the realization that I am the Divine Feminine? Some themes associated with this card are eat dessert before dinner, give your 15 minutes some time, wanting can be better than having. For someone who believed that every person gets 15 minutes of fame, Andy Warhol took more than his share. As an extraordinary, significant 20th century someone, what didn't old white wig do? He revolutionized use of the silkscreen printing for his canvases of Campbell's soup cans and Marilyn Monroe's. He founded the factory, his studio, and den of artistic debauchery. He briefly managed the seminal 1960s group, the Velvet Underground, and even survived being shot. As Sweet Tooth, who ordered dessert before dinner, Warhol saturated art with pop and fueled the love-to-hate contemporary market. Go ahead and blame Warhol for everything about present-day art. He would appreciate it. And assisting this message will be one from the Myths and Mermaids Oracle for the Whale Dolphin Matrix. Or for just the Whale Matrix. The Mermaid with Butterflies. A lovely young mermaid gazes lovingly at the beautiful multicolored butterflies ascending above her. Out of a rippling pond, her heart longs to go with them and escape the mire in which she finds herself. It is time to rise above your current circumstances. You have been content with lesser and corrupted things for too long. Look inside your most inner self and realize that you are not happy with aspects of your situation. Deep down you realize that you are better than your circumstances. Perhaps your circle of friends is pulling you down or in a bad direction. Perhaps your work is beneath your skills, abilities, and aspirations, but you're having trouble breaking free. It could be your home life, your significant other, your neighborhood, or your domicile itself that is not up to your standards. However, just like the butterfly mermaid, you have seen a path to peace and purity. Shake off the corrupt acquaintances and the duties that are beneath you. Aspire for more spiritually, emotionally, and intellectually. Take inspiration from the noble butterfly. Take wing and rise above. The solar chakra. How can self-respect and self-compassion make me aware that I am the master of my universe? From the Earth Warriors Oracle, we have Pacha Karmak, nourishment of the soul. Explore and experiment with nutritional wisdom which suits your body at this time. Understand that it may change over time. Remember that caring for the needs of your body is more important and spiritually mature than trying to force your body to meet the expectations of a belief system outside of yourself. Don't starve yourself of what you need on any level of your being, including peace, solitude, love, time spent in spiritual communion, artistic expression, and nutrition. Answers are coming for your questions about all forms of nourishment, including nutrition. So do not give up when you are so close to finding your way. If you have been struggling with your needs being met on some level, a blessing is given to help you into more nourishing and abundant situations in all areas of your life. Finding what works for you can only happen as you begin to listen to the body, to your mind, and your soul. Listening as if your spirit were caring and a wise partner. Studies have shown that cows will naturally gravitate to the healthiest and most nutritionally rich grasses. Nature knows how to nourish and heal itself. Our bodies can guide us towards what they need for healing, as can our soul. As we recondition ourselves to listen, rather than demand, we tap into the healing guidance of the divine feminine dwelling within us. What you derive pleasure from consuming at a physical, emotional, and psychological level will shift as your relationship to yourself changes, rather than it being an act of will to be healthy. As you move toward what brings you authentic fulfillment, it will begin to feel like an act of pleasure. Then you will be turning nourishment into a sacred act of honoring the gift of your body, mind, and soul. And offering some further guidance from the Inner Earth Cities chakra, we have the Crystal Grid Oracle. Self-love. This is a simple grid created to make the centerpiece the main focus. It is a stone of beauty, of unconditional love. This is a time for self-discovery, to learn more about you and to love yourself unconditionally, without judgment. There is no need to compare yourself to others. You too have special qualities, and it is time to show the world who you are by looking within and loving what you see. You give yourself permission to be you. When you love yourself, you will draw others to you who will love you for who you are. Opening your heart center will also bring great joy to your life. Sometimes just the way in which we look at ourselves can change the way others also see us. Our strength and confidence needs to come from within. Only then can we truly shine. Our heart chakra, the center of our chakra system, is like our powerhouse to the chakras, but also is the way in which we connect to the world around us. If we come from a place of love, our world will be reflected back with love. If we come from a place of fear, our whole energy system contracts, and we draw more fear-based situations into our life. The reason why so many wise men and women say to find love, you must first go within, is just that. In order for you to create a life that showers you with love, you must first love yourself. When you love yourself, you become more compassionate to others, because you understand that you yourself are not perfect, and you love yourself for all your imperfections too. You can then apply the same compassion to others and realize that we are here learning, so we need to be gentle on ourselves. Cast aside your judgment of yourself and know that you attract what you are. Be love, and you will attract love. And from our soul chakra, from the Blue Messiah deck, we have Nature's Wisdom. To connect with nature is to connect through the oceans, or through the oneness of love. This card encourages your relationship with nature, dear one. You already have a beautiful connection to Mother Earth, and through your creative expression of love, you inspire many. By immersing yourself more in nature and connecting through loving consciousness, you will connect even deeper with the spirit of Mother Earth. This energy exchange will leave you feeling revitalized and will serve to constantly renew your own energy resources. Plants, trees, grass, and flowers communicate telepathically and will speak to you in a way that you will understand. Each organic life form expresses their light differently. The more you connect with them, the greater your relationship will be with the earth and also with the people around you. Tuning into the frequency of the earth is simply being present and expanding your level of love to the unfolding magic around you. By spending more time communing with nature, you will sharpen your senses and ability to communicate with all forms of organic life. The natural world will guide you always, dear one. Thank you for being as receptive as you have been. Stay open, for there is more that Mother Earth wishes to share with you. I am rich in spirit because I embrace the beauty and oneness of Mother Earth with gratitude and love. The heart chakra. How can I cultivate joy, gratitude, love, and compassion for others so that I am cosmic love? From the Rumi Oracle, we have commitment. There is a flame that must be safeguarded. In truth, it can never be extinguished. It is the light that never goes out. Even with such enduring power, our recognition and respect for this flame is essential to human development. This flame is holy and lies within each human heart. When the flame is recognized for its worth, it ceases to flicker and smoke, becoming very still. In the stillness, the light can fulfill its destiny to shine brightly, so as to reveal every path absolutely clear and without wavering in the fluctuations of fear and attachment. Don't let fear that your desire won't manifest because you try to bend life to your will. It is unnecessary. It is an unnecessary battle and one that will not serve your soul here. Instead, just show up, be present, attend to what is before you in each moment, and trust yourself. Let the light of your heart take you into serenity. That will bring you the balm of a solid core of comfort. Even while the world shifts and changes according to the workings of divine will, as you move along your life journey, step by step, that divine will is moving you to shining one into fulfillment of your destiny. Life is not working at cross purposes with you. Far from it. It is a co-conspirator with your heart. Come back to the stillness of the love within and know your heart light is to be what it is, reliable and true, showing you the way even now in peace and stillness. And now a card from the Dolphin Matrix from the Kuan Yin Oracle. Veil of Shadows. Your soul lotus is blossoming, just like a plant that outgrows the pot in which it has been planted and requires more soil to spread its roots and continue growing. Your soul lotus needs some more mind, some more water and earth energy, so that it can grow and shine. In the spiritual worlds, all things serve. Everything, including our darker emotions and parts of our bodies that we may not think are acceptable. They are actually good nourishment for our soul. The soul craves to love and be in love with all parts of you. Like a passionate divine lover, it wants to hold nothing back and become completely spiritually intimate with all aspects and parts of you whether you have thought they were lovable or not. This can be challenging because it can feel extremely uncomfortable to visit and consciously engage with those aspects of our personality and our bodies that we have yet to really love and accept. Yet this is what you are guided to embrace now. In particular, this oracle asks you to look at where you can nourish your emotional and physical life with more focus, perhaps through art, creativity, journaling your dreams, creating collages, or engaging in dance, or other forms of movement. Your spirit needs to thrive at this time. And from our spirit chakra, we have the message: believe. The force that works through your soul, determining what's possible or impossible, the difference between success and failure, and above all, who you are, is the power of belief. This card should prompt you to evaluate your beliefs and thought processes. This could be a time when self-doubts and negative thoughts from past conditioning come to the surface and prevent you from moving forward. While some people believe in a higher power greater than themselves, others sadly believe they're alone. And that's all about survival. In the more severe cases, some individuals just walk aimlessly upon this planet with a defeatist attitude, accepting whatever comes their way. Your spiritual, emotional, and psychological well-being, your present and future relationship, your work or career, can all be affected by past conditioning. When issues remain omnipresent in your life, it's time to take a critical look at your own belief system. Certain beliefs combined with the energy of your thoughts could be major factors that influence your life. Change your perception and alter your negative thoughts to positive affirmations. By consciously acknowledging that spirit is running through you and that you're meant to live a happy, abundant life, you'll experience your days on earth the way you were meant to, as a divine being. The throat chakra. We're going to take a message from the Tao Oracle. The card is going to be work on what has been spoiled. And our question for it is, how can I articulate my honest truth to be a co-creator with God? If you put your dinner leftovers in the fridge where you don't see them for days on end, eventually they start to grow moldy and stink. The same thing happens with mistakes and difficulties that we refuse to deal with. We can pretend we don't know about them or disguise them with the fragrance of other, more pleasant affairs. But all our mistakes and difficulties are learning opportunities. And when the use-by date passes, the smell of decay has a way of intruding itself into every corner of the house. When that happens, it's time to face reality. Any further efforts to cover the decay with flowers or with rationalizations won't work. It is the moment of truth when all efforts to avoid facing the facts must come to an end. The first place to look is within yourself, without denial or embellishment, to see what part you have played in creating the current degeneration. It is of utmost importance that you take the time and care to identify any unhealthy habits in your own thinking that have contributed to the downward spiral. Because unless this work is done first, nothing else can change. By correcting any tendencies to make assumptions, postpone things, or pretend indifference, you begin to restore the balance. From the center point of your being, a ripple effect radiates outward, and the gradual process of healing can begin. Finding the way to correct spoiled circumstances will require patience and tolerance of your own and others' inadequacies and limitations. If the negligence of others has contributed some part to the corruption, it is wise to avoid head-on confrontations. Their lessons are theirs to learn in their own ways. The message of the hexagram of work on what has been spoiled is primarily directed to the one who receives it, and the message is to do the inner work needed to prevent a recurrence of the situation in the future. If, after careful consideration of the detached and contemplative kind, it is clear that what's needed is to take a break from the whole affair, then it should not be out of anger or vindication. Instead, see it as a restorative time for cleaning up your own act. By sincerely attending to clearing up your own affairs and attitudes, you will be facilitating a restoration of balance on a larger scale and setting a positive example for others. The tragedy of ecological disasters brought on by human negligence is something we all have witnessed in the media, or even firsthand. Most of us weren't directly involved in the creation of these crises, but we all participate in gross, irresponsible thinking or doing at some time or another. Our internal attitudes set the tone of our reality. We create oil slicks in our relationships and toxic spills within our own minds. We dump mental garbage on loved ones, friends, and neighbors. We allow our emotional fires to run rampant, destroying all that comes in their path. Begin the work of cleaning up and restoring balance in your own small self first. Give it your total love and attention by forgiving and absolutely diligent. You and the world will be better for it. And assisting that message from our Earth Star chakra, we will have a card from the Power deck, Grief. Grief deepens you, allowing you to explore the parameters of your soul. Grief is the only getaway, or the only gateway to certain levels of consciousness, and it is a hard taskmaster. Through grief, you can explore every aspect of your dark side: anger, pain, abandonment, terror, loneliness. Aspects of the sacred wound that we usually try to ignore in our daily lives. Grief forces you to acknowledge those parts of yourself that are not yet healed. If you can look at grief as a teaching, you will grow. If you can look at grief with awareness and an open heart, it is one of the greatest teachers of all. The seeds of wisdom and enlightenment are planted within the wounds of grief. What is lost can come back to us again in higher ways. And a message from the universal chakra for this one too. From the Work Your Light Oracle. Dance with life. Do something to change your energy. Life is always moving. If you resist this ever-changing flow, your energy will become stagnant, and you will fall out of flow with the universe. The universe has a mysterious, intelligent force, a natural rhythmic beat, which governs all of life. One of the best ways to shift your energy frequency and vibration is to put on some music and dance along with it. When we dance unrestrained, our spirit takes over, and with each new bop, sway, and kick, we are rocked back into harmony with the rest of life. Get unstuck by doing something that shifts your vibration. Put on some music, dance unrestrained, and fall into the frequency of life. In doing so, your body will begin to learn how to be moved by your intuition, which is connected with the system, with the systemic beat. If dancing isn't your thing, then simply do something that you would not usually do to shift the energy. You cannot solve a problem with the same mind that created it, and you cannot attract a different experience without changing your energy first. It's time to shift things up and find a way to dance along with the beat of life. Do something to change your energy. The third eye chakra. How can I articulate, or pardon me, how can I be focused, determined, and receive guidance to realize my full potential? From the sacred geometry cards, we have night into day, graceful transitions. Magic and grace fill the moments just as dawn is breaking. This is a time of transition, dark into light, as the world turns and displays a new day. Owl guards the night sky as hawks patrol the day. Golden spirals form a dynamic pie flower, spinning the blossom of graceful transitions. Transition is afoot in your life. Each one of us is continuously shifting, expanding, and transforming. Change may seem so gradual that you hardly notice, or you may be poised in the moment between night and day, about to embark on major life transitions. Whether these transformations were brought about by circumstances or by your own intentions, you are required to expand your vision of what is possible and embrace your desire for joy, growth, and freedom. The age in which we live spins so fast that sometimes it feels as if we are just beginning to understand how one event has touched us, while another arrives without warning. Realize that even radical change does not have to be traumatic. How may you more gracefully accept and move through the events in your life? How may the way you view change help your evolution to flower more gracefully? You are invited to view each transition you experience as another of life's adventures. Allow the owl and hawks on this card to symbolize a knowing that you are guided and protected in your personal evolution. As you consciously move out of darkness into the morning light, let this card be a signpost of graceful transitions. And adding to the message, we'll have a card from the secret language of light on behalf of the galactic chakra. Soul writing, we become the stories we tell. You are the author of your story. Write one that inspires you and doesn't let anyone else command the pen. Physical reality is temporary. It is forever changing from one moment to the next. The events and experiences of your life are multidimensional living art. You can view and adjust any stories from your past, present, or future. Let go of justifying or analyzing the events that became your stories, and lift yourself into a new way of seeing them. Look at the card and imagine that you are the angel rising and connecting to the soul light at the top of the pyramid. From this expanded view, you can see all your stories and their facets from a neutral position. A higher perspective will unveil and reveal what was previously unknown. You may be surprised, shocked, or embarrassed that your story you have identified with is not what you thought it was. Don't stress. This indicates that the stories are shaking loose and healing is occurring. You are doing so well. You are worthy and you are loved. The crown chakra. From living with a feather heart, we will have the card, I spread joy. How can I trust in inner guidance to be my true self? Rest in peace is a sentiment offered at the end of a life to express well wishes for a slumber undisturbed. One can't help but wonder why in waking life we aren't wishing everyone to live in peace, so as to be awakened undisturbed by notions of the end, daydreaming, fully alive, in a state of joy. To awaken joy and live in the language of ecstatic expression is to drink in the dance of life and hydrates the soul with happiness. William S. Burroughs, a controversial postmodernist writer from the Beat Generation, theorized that language was a virus from outer space. A virus, by definition, is a small, infectious agent that replicates only inside the living cells of other organisms and grows and evolves by spreading from host to host. When information goes viral, a bit of news or a new idea spreads with mimetic movement and seems to reach critical mass faster than the speed of light. Laughter yoga, or hasya yoga, posits that by practicing prolonged periods of voluntary laughter, you can receive both psychological and physiological benefits. And when done in a group setting, laughter that starts out forced eventually becomes infectious, and the unleashed joy becomes contagious to all who participate. Look into joy as a practice in living fluently in the idealized language of light is the embodiment of ecstasy, rapture, realized, and revealed within the rapport that refreshes. Becoming fluent in the language of spreading joy is an exercise in belief and a study in movement. Dance and movement are an effective way to find communion with the divine in an awakened dream state that have been a tool for connecting to altered states of consciousness for over 40,000 years. The Egyptians held ritual dances for both funerals and festivals in high esteem. For Native Americans of varying tribes, dance is not only for amusement, but also for ceremonies to honor and heal, to offer prayers of gratitude for victory, and to unite the community. When viewing the body of your own great work as the structured communication of cosmic elation, you become a host of happiness, spreading lightheartedness with your own mimetic momentum. Live in peace and extend the information of an idealized existence to the lives you touch and the joy you allow to go viral through your own embodied expression of infinity effervescing. And one last message to accompany that last one will be for, or I should say on behalf of the divine chakra, and we are using the divine feminine deck for this. Umoja, the goddess of all that flows. I am an ocean of creative energy. I give birth to what exists within me. Umoja creates a flow where before there was a block or a stagnation in our life force, when we feel uninspired or stuck in life or in a creative endeavor. From having a child to writing a book, Yemoja is the feminine essence that sets our energy back in motion. As a mermaid, she exists both in the world and also in the unseen depths. She can help us dive down deep into the unconscious or into the collective unconscious and retrieve the hidden secrets or the wise pearls that we need to integrate now for our life to flow again. As the Queen of the Ocean, she baptizes us to start over, to begin again now, to let everything become brand new. She encourages us to use water as a ritual to send out our offerings to her, to bless our bodies in a warm bath, or to walk along a body of water and allow its perspective to give us the answer or blessing we seek. Yemoja wants to cleanse us of the thoughts that are holding us back. Why do children calm down after a bath? Why do we feel healed and more centered after a nice long soak? Water is the element that held us in the womb, the return to our first and most primal element, the loss of gravity, the freedom of buoyancy. This allows us to release feelings or thoughts of being trapped or stuck. Yemoja reminds you to use your tail. You're not of this earth, you are of the sea. I am in an ocean of creative energy. I give birth to what exists within me. This concludes the reading for this Chakras Ascension spread. Absolutely beautiful to be able to do this with you, and I really hope that you can be with me again on more of the readings. Take the utmost care.